Vag. What you gonna do when it's hot outside? Ooh, I know what. Listen to Vag. What you gonna do when the trains are down? Ooh, I know what. Listen to Vag.
All right.
We're on.
We're on. Hi. Welcome to Vag.
Welcome to Vag. We're back in the Bronx.
Yeah. Sarah Talamash.
Adrienne Appalucci.
And we have Zuzu on the couch
ripping another toy.
That's her second toy this week that she has ripped.
Yep.
Can I just say that I always feel super cool that we podcast from the Bronx.
Because it's a dump?
Yes. I feel like we're probably one of the few comedy podcasts out here in the Bronx.
Out in the Bronx? That's true.
Unless Petey Diabru is.
Do you think he's doing his in the Bronx? Probably not.
I don't know. Petey, if you're listening to this, call me
us know.
At 555-1212. All right. How was your weekend? Did you shoot anybody?
Speaking of the Bronx in this shithole.
Yeah.
Last night, there's a woman around the block.
Mm-hmm.
I have to just take a breath because I almost fucking got into a fight last night, which is a normal occurrence in the Bronx.
Yeah.
There's a woman around the block. Now, I'm going to just put this out there. If you have a driveway and you park in the street, you're already a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But if you have a driveway, park 2 cars in the street, then you move 1 car to go to the store and do some food shopping, and then move the other car so that nobody can park in that other spot to hold it, you should be shot in front of your whole family, just so everybody knows what a piece of shit you are.
Oh, completely. Why don't they just park in their driveway? That's what I don't understand.
Because they don't want to. They want to be able to park right in front of their house. Their driveway is like down like a little alley or whatever.
Oh, okay. Could you just
park in their driveway?
Yeah. Be like, I'll just park here while you...
I've actually said that. I'm just going to park in your driveway.
I remember one time reading...
I had to sit in the car. I was so angry where I parked in the spot where I was just blocking our driveway.
Yeah.
And I was like, should I just sit here and get out and ring the bell and get into a fight with these people? I was so angry. And then they're also Spanish. And I was like, I'm just going to vote for Trump. That's how I'm going to get back at them. I'm just going to vote for Trump.
I know. I like what we were talking about. If they had... Voting for Trump is it's an impulsive
It's a reaction.
And that's what he's going for. It probably is like, hey.
Right. I think right now, if you're like black or Spanish or Muslim, you should just be nice to everybody. Because right now, people are voting.
Be on your best behavior.
People are voting just based on if you're a jerk to them.
Yeah.
That lady right there might have just gotten another Trump vote.
Yeah.
I don't like Trump. Mm-hmm. I think he's an asshole. I think Clinton's also an asshole. But that lady made me so angry that I think I might be able to spite her and someone in her family.
Oh, completely.
By voting for him. The thing is this, I'm sure she's a citizen. But just saying I'm going to vote for Trump would just upset her. Just knowing that I think she's not a citizen.
Well, you're probably holding back some of her family members. And
that's possible.
Yeah, and your job is complete then. But yeah, it is a very impulsive vote to vote for Trump.
Right. And now a day later, I'm still only like 80% going to vote for Trump.
Yeah. Are you going to go vote?
Probably not.
I think I registered, I think I did, online for Rock the Vote.
You're going to go vote?
Yeah. I usually do, because then I start feeling guilty if I don't, or I'm like, what if everyone had the attitude that I had of being just lazy, then Trump might get into office. Because his voters are the ones that go out.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
I kind of want him to win. And I guess because I'm in such a shitty financial situation, I kind of want him to win, and I want the world to go full awful.
Oh, I know what you mean, where you're I'm taking everybody down.
Yeah. Like I kind of want that to happen, where I have no money.
Also, sometimes I feel like when you're this poor, like his going into office really doesn't feel like it affects too much.
Well, I think it'll affect a lot of people with money. So I would like to see those people also do bad.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just felt like in 2008 during the housing crisis, I did not feel one aspect of that.
Oh, I didn't feel
it
that.
It did not affect
when
my
you're
life
living in an
one
apartment.
bit.
Yeah, that's not going to affect
when
you.
you're living paycheck to pay. I didn't even have a house.
Yeah, did it affect the apartment crisis?
No. It may have raised rent up a little bit because everybody had to move to apartments.
Possibly, but then
I didn't feel it though. In New York, you can't feel it because it's already like crazy expensive.
Yeah, but then they also probably, I guess some of them foreclosed, but some people probably just rented those houses out then.
Oh, completely. Or you just do Airbnb.
Speaking of having no money, I went to go get my taxes done yesterday, which was the last possible day to do your taxes.
You're a little late.
No, I got an extension, and yesterday was the last date to do your taxes.
So how long do they give you for an extension?
Till I think the 15th, but the 15th was a Saturday, so it was till the 17th
of October.
Yeah,
from April. So they're like, okay, we'll add on. That's the 10th and the 4th. 6 months. You get 6 more months to complete it.
Yeah.
And then
I tried doing it through TurboTax, which I usually do, and I couldn't.
How much is TurboTax?
I think it's like $150 or something.
You could just send it to that Altman guy that everybody else uses.
I don't even know who that is.
I'll send you his information. He does like all the comics. I'm giving him free
public
advertising right now
for the 7 listeners.
Yes, and then they make you fill out just this one simple worksheet, and then you send it in to them, and then they do it all for you with your W-2s, and then you just pay them. It's not that much.
I'll let them do it. I don't care.
I know when you think of like, I do always think that we're like, why is it so hard for me to just do my taxes where all I'm just doing is just putting all the paperwork together and sending it out?
Doesn't your dad do your taxes?
He did for the longest time, and that was my joke for a while. And I'm like, the hardest part about doing your taxes is like putting it all together and mailing it to your dad.
That's so funny.
So he could do it for you. Because even that was like,
a lot of work.
Yeah, I don't want to.
You ever try First of all, I had to make a copy of something the other day.
Yeah.
It was the hardest experience ever. So I'm in a 12-step program, and I was doing my inventory.
Yeah.
And it was like, the inventory was like sex conduct.
Yeah.
So first of all...
personal stuff.
Right. It wasn't filled out, but it was blank.
Yeah.
But I think just the thing saying like sexual conduct on it, I went to Trader Joe's.
I didn't even know they could print stuff there.
I just went to places where they have to make... I figure places where they have to make copies. You can't make a copy at Rite Aid or CVS.
No, but I think there's FedEx, Kinko's, but...
Why would I go there?
Because that's their specialty.
But where is there even a FedEx, Kinko's in the Bronx? That's so
I don't
hard.
Know. I have no idea.
So I went to places I was going to go shopping at.
Okay.
So I went there. I asked the guy to make a copy.
Victoria's Secret. Can you guys help me print out my sexual inventory?
While I'm buying these sexual underwear.
Yeah.
So the guy made the copies. He cut off half of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, you cut off some of this. Do you think you could recopy it?
Did he have a happy demeanor? Well, you were asking him.
You could tell he was reading what this was.
Yeah, of course.
So
yeah.
He made there was something wrong with the copy where it was just cutting off part of it. So then I had to go to another store. So I went to Fairway.
Okay.
And I had asked that guy to do it. And upon asking him, he was very nice. And
okay.
And then after, when he gave me the copies back, everyone's demeanor is always a little weird.
Yeah. Hey,
here's your copies.
I just like it because that's not their job description.
It's
and
not.
then they're like, what? And then on top of that, you add something weird like
but I also
sexual conduct.
I also asked them, I was like, hey, I know this isn't part of the store.
Yeah.
I know it's not part of what you offer here.
So what did they charge you?
I said I would... Wait, then I did go to a third place.
Oh, my goodness.
So they didn't charge me anything. Like, copies were like 5 or 10 cents. I did offer to pay, but they said no.
Yeah.
And then I needed an extra copy, and I went to like a men's tailoring store. This place was probably the weirdest.
You probably passed, I'm pretty sure, several copy places.
Well, the weirdest thing about this is she was by my sponsor's house, and I wasn't familiar with the area.
Yeah.
So I went into the place and I was like, hey, I know this is weird. I was like, do you think you can make me one copy? And it was like this men's store where they tailored expensive men's clothes.
Yeah.
It was like hoity-toity.
So no one was in there probably.
No, but you could
Or
tell.
they weren't super
you
busy.
could tell that she was just like a little weird. She was like, hey.
All right.
She was like, in the corner, there's like a card place where they make copies. I was like, oh, I didn't know. I'm not from around here.
Yeah.
I was like,
and you're like, me no speak no.
habla no inglés.
I'm
They
such
did
a
make-
big fan of this.
They did make the copy though.
Oh, that's great.
Well, a different lady made it from the lady that I was talking to. It was like expensive where there was a man's sweater in there for $800.
Yeah, that's pricey. So they
Yeah.
they can afford to make you a copy.
I don't think it's about affording it. I think it's about the inconvenience of me acting. Like, and I said to all of them, I was like, hey, when you don't work in an office, you can't really make copies anywhere. Like, that is what I
No.
miss about an office job is having access to, like, a fax machine.
or printing stuff
and a
that
stapler.
Totally. It's true though, because I'm like, buying a printer is so pointless.
I have that
They're
printer right
pieces
there.
of shit.
I've never used that printer.
You run out of ink so fast, and then
Sarah
you're like,
has a great printing joke.
yeah. I spent probably 6 months getting parts for my printer, where it felt like this was my new hobby in life.
Like you
Was
were
working on my printer like a middle-aged man working on his hot rod. Like I would be,
That's so
people would be
funny.
like, "Sarah, are you coming out this weekend? We're going to the like we're going to the beach." I'm like, "I can't. I gotta."
I gotta work on my printer.
I have to go to Staples and find. They have the ink that just came in. I'm gonna go put it in my printer, and then I would get excited about it, and then I'd put it in there, and then it'd be like, it's still not working. It was just a big ordeal. So now I just print at FedEx, Kinko's. And these are like stories. I'll spend like a whole afternoon, and that was my main mission. Where you're like, where is this in celebrity memoirs of like no one had to deal with the amount of bullshit that we had to with the podcasting of how many lost episodes. Like I never hear those stories. Those are never in biopics for.
There's so many good episodes we lost.
Yeah, this wasn't in a scene in Coal Miner's Daughter where she spent 20 minutes trying to photocopy her songs at a Kinko. Or if your biopic would be just you making people print up your sexual
Conduct.
No, it's like I temp this Friday at Carnegie Hall.
Again?
I did, yeah. I think I'm going to just be a regular there.
On Fridays?
On Fridays.
Gal Girl Friday?
Gal Girl Friday.
Is that what that meant? Just they're looking for somebody on Friday?
My Girl Friday.
I've always used to see Gal Girl Friday.
Oh, I don't know. See, that's the first time I've heard that term. There's a movie called My Girl Friday, but it's all like, I don't even know. They just talk in like 1940s talk. But so I get a lot of phone calls and I have to direct them. And several of the phone calls were like old New York ladies that would just call because they have no one else to talk to. So they'd be like requests. And I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do. Like one lady called and she's like, I was in here earlier today at one of your afternoon concert series. She sounds like JFK.
Is she from Boston?
Yes. Just like, and we were so cold. It was so cold in there. We had to wear our jackets. And then I'm getting like 10 phone calls. I'm like, and you don't want to be rude where you're like, ma'am, this is not something to call me about. Like, this is just talk to your pillow. Like, this is a waste of time.
She's calling you because it's cold?
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know. So I was like, oh my God, I will make sure they get it. And then I just threw away the complaint.
This is the 15th phone call we got about it being really cold. We're working on it.
Yeah, well, that's what I just said. I was like, I'll find out. I'll just talk to the house manager. And I wanted to be like, can I get your phone number? And then wait an hour and then call her back like, look, I've been walking around trying to find out. I'm still working on this for you. I wanted to make it seem like
you're really trying.
Really trying, and then inconvenience her about, where she's like, really, it's not that big of a deal. I'm like, no.
It is
You
a
took
big
the
deal.
time out to let me know that you were so cold.
It would have been funny if you were like, well, what were you wearing at the concert? Maybe you weren't dressed appropriately.
Yeah, you know that you can't just come in here with tank tops and short shorts, lady.
Yeah, were you dressed in Daisy Dukes?
With that voice, probably. But
was she old?
No, she was definitely old. And then when I this other lady just called and she just went on this like weird rant of like, I was in there earlier this afternoon. I sat in the front row. This guy taps me on the
And
shoulder.
Billy Joel didn't even look at me.
And then I go, sorry, ma'am, I'm sorry. I've got another phone call on the other line. Can I put you on hold? And then she's like, goodbye.
What was she doing in the front row?
I don't know. She just came to talk. She called to just tell me a story that this guy sat behind her. They went to primary school 50 years ago.
So that's all she called for?
Yes. It's just like crazy. I'm just there to like listen to crazy people. But there should be a hotline for lonely New Yorkers to call.
Well, just lonely old people.
Lonely
that's
old
what
people.
Really it is.
Yeah.
And
share their stories.
I was driving on the West Side Highway last week sometime, and it was during the day, and it was just old people in luxury cars swerving all over the road. It was like old people bumper cars.
Yeah.
Like 90-year-olds just trying not to hit each other.
You can't. First, like when you see that, sometimes you're like, "Is there a ghost driving this car?" Because you can't even see them.
Well, they're very tiny.
Yeah, they're like
hunched
a
over.
little fluff of back hair.
Yeah, and they can't. They finally can afford to buy an expensive car when they're dead.
Yeah, and it's a boat.
Yeah, it's like a huge Mercedes Benz.
Yeah,
and they're all over the road in it.
It's their Sunday cruising.
But and it's the middle of the day when that's the only time they go out. They're probably eating dinner at 12 o'clock.
Oh yeah, or seeing a Woody Allen movie
because they've been up since 2.
I like the picture that's what the freeways in New York are just like old New Yorkers driving horribly, and then guys that like to ride their motorcycles really fast everywhere as a big group,
just smashing into them.
Yeah, it's just a mess. It is super trafficy on Sundays.
It wasn't even Sunday. It was just like a regular day.
It was just a regular day.
Yeah, but that's because that's when they do. They go out like 12 in the afternoon.
And cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just driving fast. And also, if they're driving fast, you just assume they're dead and their leg is just on the gas.
Yeah, dead weight on.
Yeah.
Their heavy metal foot is just...
They're just swerving all over the road. You're trying not to hit a Benz, Mercedes, a Lexus.
Oh, yeah.
With a little old rich person in it. But if you could get hit by one of them, you could probably cash out.
Yeah, it would be like the comic lottery.
You know what's weird? I guess with this election, you hear a lot of people like complaining about Obama. I actually like Obama, and I'd be cool with him just being president for another 4 years.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Sometimes I understand that we're trying to not have a dictatorship, but sometimes you're like, yeah, but when they're that cool...
I just don't think, I think there are some shitty things, but I don't think it's his fault.
Yeah, and it's just like the grossness of anything.
Yeah, I don't think Hillary or Trump will make it better.
No, I think Trump will make it worse. I think Hillary will just sustain. Maybe for the 4 years.
I don't know. I think she can make it worse, too.
I don't know. She's just been in office for so long that I feel like she knows how to maneuver around the political system pretty well. She's gotten this far.
Yeah.
But this one's an easy opponent
I
for
feel
her.
I feel like the Clintons just like fucking kill everyone.
I'm fine with that.
I know, but I think that's the thing is that there's so much corruption that we don't even know that they do. Like, whereas Trump, everyone knows a lot of the shit he's done, whereas with her, you don't really know.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't they say like 30 people that have worked for them have killed themselves?
Yeah, I've read that. I've only read the headline. I haven't gone.
Well, that's all I do is read
of
headlines and then you make up the rest.
That's true.
That's
or I
what
just
most people
ask
do.
my dad.
Oh, man.
Which is not like, probably not the, it's a decent news source, but it's not the best, probably.
Yeah. I think even if my dad was alive, if I asked him stuff, he still wouldn't know. I
Yeah.
think he'd be less informed than me.
Yeah. I don't know. Did you read that article with Amy Schumer walking 200 people out over Tampa?
Yeah. Well, what did she do? She asked a Trump supporter to come on stage and say why.
Yeah. And I
likes
thought
Trump.
he actually handled himself pretty well. I think he might be, that guy was kind of like a representative, actually, most Trump supporters. They just don't want to vote for Hillary.
Didn't he say, like, I just don't trust her?
Yeah, that was it. Not,
This is the other thing. You're in Florida.
Yeah.
Like, that's like Trump land.
Total Trump land.
So out of 20,000 people, I'm sure a lot of them are Trump supporters.
I bet you majority of the people that went to that show were Trump supporters. If it's in Tampa, yeah. Totally.
And then I guess
Miami might be a different, because that's just like little Cuba.
Right. Yeah, I would think it's a lot of Trump supporters there. And then 200 people walked out. Were they offended that she doesn't like Trump?
I think so. Most of the complaints I saw on Twitter were, leave the political stuff out. The only thing I thought I was like, I guess I didn't see it, but it didn't seem like there was any joke behind it. It was just to feel like to single out somebody. And that felt weird.
There was no actual joke behind it.
Where I feel like if I spent money to go see a comedy show, I could see myself being a little bit annoyed.
Upset.
Where you're like, well, this is probably a good 5 to 10 minutes.
Well, I guess, too,
of nothing.
If you're doing jokes about Trump, that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, I think you could do jokes about anything if it's if it's funny.
Completely agree.
You know?
Yeah.
Some of the tweets I saw were just like, we weren't even upset that it was about that. We were just upset she wasn't doing jokes. Like, it was just like, we came here for comedy, and she was just saying that she doesn't, like, she was just making fun of Trump.
Yeah. Where you're like, we've also seen all of it on all the news
This
stuff.
is the other thing, too. Like, we were talking about, you can't control who your fans are.
Totally.
Right? Like, yeah. I'm sure she has 4 million fans, right? Yes. Just on Twitter.
Followers.
So, we were just talking about when we did the, the Skank Fest?
Yes. And it seemed like the Legion of Skank fans are like juggalos.
Right. So, let's just say I had 1 million fans.
Yes.
The people that are going to like my comedy, I'm going to assume there are sexual predators in that group. There are people who beat people.
Yeah.
People who don't pay child support. Like, I'm going to assume my fans, some of them are just terrible people. Some of them may not be, but I'm not
a good majority.
Right. I'm not looking for my fans to be moral people. I just want them to like me and buy my products. Like,
and enjoy my stand-up.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not hanging out with them.
Totally.
I mean, I guess...
And I wouldn't want to.
I think there's some of them...
On a personal level.
I think there's some people you get close with, but for the most part, it's like you take a picture with them and that's it. Like, like we were saying, that one Legion of Skanks fan, like, he killed his mother. Yeah. Like, that totally seems like a guy that would be into my comedy.
Yeah. And you would... I would take that money.
Yeah,
so I don't have to temp on Fridays and listen to old people ask me weird questions.
Course. I'm not going to single this guy out and be like, you killed your mother. Like, if this guy was to buy my album in jail, am I going to be like, no, fuck you. I don't want you buying. No, I don't even have an album, but I'd be like, I don't want you buying my album in jail. You killed your mother.
We need to get you an album.
What's funny is when I did Last Comic Standing, some guy wrote to me, he was like, you have a huge following in jail. And I was like, great.
That's amazing.
Whatever. That's what he said. But it's just funny. It's like, I'm sure some of those people have raped people and murdered people. Like, you can't help who your fans are. I'm not going to ostracize them.
Yeah, nor do I need to know so much details about them.
Yeah, I'm here to make you laugh.
Yeah.
Usually the people that need to laugh are people who've done terrible things or lived terrible things or, I never understand people who write those posts on Facebook who are like, if you're a Trump supporter, I hate you, don't be my friend, block yourself. And it's like, why?
Go kill yourself.
Yeah, go kill yourself. You shouldn't be breathing the same air Hillary supporters are breathing. It's like...
Yeah.
It's like saying, I like the color pink. If you don't like the color pink, then delete me delete me as a friend. We have no basis for a friendship.
I totally agree. And then I also just feel like, especially on Facebook, I kind of like keeping the people that have crazy out there political beliefs. I just find it more fascinating and interesting.
Yeah, of course.
I also like to know who my crazies are.
Yeah, I mean,
it just makes for a more dynamic read on Facebook.
Like, I guess the problem is this, like, you're allowed to not like certain people. Like, if you want to hate Italians, you're allowed to hate Italians. If you want to hate Hispanics, you can hate Hispanics.
Yeah.
You can't be violent towards these people.
Yeah, or incriminate on their rights.
Right. It's not illegal to hate women or to be racist. Like, those things aren't illegal.
Yeah.
So if you want to like Trump, then you can like Trump. Now, when Trump is being crazy and talking about sexually assault... We've already talked about that. I don't even think he was talking about sexually assaulting women. But I'm not for a lot of his policies. Mm-hmm. I think he
just seems like a scumbag.
Yeah,
but he's a funny scumbag.
Trump is out for Trump. He's just watching his pocket. I think all of the programs he's talking about, I think he's done no research on them. I think he has no way of implementing, bringing jobs. Like, I think he has no way of doing any of that stuff.
I was kind of wondering, what do you think after? I'm pretty sure he is going to lose the election, but I wonder what their home life is going to go back to. Like, you know, it's kind of like when you're drunk at a party, and you pull your dick out, and then after the next day you're like, oh, that was crazy,
and then you're like, oh, let's go on Facebook and see what everyone's saying about me pulling my dick out.
I almost feel like there's going to be that level of tension in the household of like, all right, Melania, that was crazy what I said in 2005 that you had no idea.
I think their life will go back to kind of being the way it was before.
I think she's just like, I just like living in that high tower and
I think
amongst my gold things.
I think they'll probably, maybe he'll do another Apprentice or something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Do a book tour.
He's 70. How many more years can he live?
Not long. That's the other thing too about being a president is usually it's, why are they getting the most stressful job at 70? That's when you're retiring.
Yeah, she's 69.
Just think of, they can't even properly drive a car on the road.
Yeah, and she keeps, isn't she like passing out everywhere?
Yeah, she probably has sleep apnea.
Do you think that's what it is? Narcolepsy?
She just like dozes off. I think she's fine health-wise. I saw her the other day. She looked great.
Yeah, she was running a 4K.
I talked to her the other day, and she's, taking lots of naps. And
I think she's so full of shit, though.
I have no idea. To me, she doesn't bother me as much as other people. Like, I just see her as just like, that's just like a politician.
I think what bothers me about her,
I don't get this feeling of like, God, I fucking hate her.
I don't fucking hate her, but I do think that she's lying about like everything. Whereas I think he doesn't really want to be president, so he's just saying whatever he wants.
Yeah, to me, it makes me think of that movie. Is it Office Space, where the guy is like, I'm just gonna do whatever I want, because he wants to get fired. Yeah. And then they end up like, he's just bored. We should promote him.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to really be president. He has so much money. Why would you want to spend the last years of your life in a stressful job in the White House?
I know. I always think Brian Regan has this bit that always makes me laugh about being president. Like, how much does that suck? Every morning you wake up to somebody that taps you on your shoulders and is like, problems.
Problems. That's funny.
That bit was so funny. But yeah, every day you're waking up to problems.
Yeah, you can't.
Big problems.
You can't really call in sick.
Yeah. That's also I like to sleep in. I wonder if, as a president, if you can just start your day at 11.
I guess if she's president, she could just be like, "Hey, Bill, can you fill in for me?"
I know. I picture that too.
Be like, you've been here.
Where he's like, "Hey, Hill's not feeling that great today, so I'm just gonna
pitch it for today."
I get Joe to do that sometimes, or vice versa. Of like, I can't make my show.
Joe's gonna do it.
And then he does my shitty bar show for me, if he has the time.
I feel like Bill will have the time.
I picture Bill having the best time in the White House. He's been there. It's like going back to high school again.
Your high school
and
reunion.
You were the cool kid.
Yeah,
everyone knows you.
He's gonna love it.
I just picture him just hanging out everywhere, just having a great time.
Do you think he raped those women?
I don't know. It's questionable. Unless it's like 1950s rape.
What is 1950s rape?
You're
making a ham.
Not that it makes me...
and you're bending over to get it and he just rams it in.
I just think maybe... that time period, not that it's still rape, but like, don't you just definitely think at that, like, from like the 1980s or 90s below, everybody, like, guys were just like, yeah, you can just like, if they're your wife
Grab
or
'em
your
by the
girlfriend,
pussy.
you could just grab them by the pussy. Like,
Yeah, but these weren't his wives.
yeah, they're girlfriends
ma-
or
No.
mistresses. Ladies on the side.
Do you think he was drugging him like Cosby?
Nah.
You think it was just...
I heard he's quite charming.
That's the thing. I don't see him as being a rapist. But you never know. I have not spent a lot of time with him.
I was like that with my roommate. Ex-roommate. The one that
that's
had
right.
the serial rape allegations a few months ago. But I never put any of that stuff past anybody.
Do you think that guy will do our podcast now?
I don't think so. He, as you said, you know that he's still online because you see a green dot by his name on Facebook.
Yeah.
I think I defriended him
I didn't.
and then stopped following him on Twitter. But he's definitely probably still lurking online. I'm just wondering if he's ever like, I think it's safe to come back now. Didn't we? I think we talked about this when, what's going through their mind. Oh, we did, and it got erased.
Oh, we did? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Who knows what gets erased?
I think it was with Giannis.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
right. What's his name again? Aaron Foster?
Aaron Glazer.
Aaron Glazer. Sorry, that's another person. Aaron Glazer.
I'm sure there's an Aaron Foster out there that's
There-
raped.
Probably.
Yeah.
But I just want to make sure we get this rapist name right.
Yeah.
Do you think Aaron
He's
Glazer...
like, it's actually
I should,
two
I
A's?
should write him and be like, hey, are you still booking that show?
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to do it.
I hated that show.
I
I
know.
always
There's
hated
an-
Dick there.
There's a nice girl that that books it now.
He had a female partner, that Lisa D'Onofrio or something.
No, there's another girl that asked me to do it. And I guess I'll do it, but it is still a shitty...
Oh, I never had great sets there.
And it's weird because it would be like a packed room and still terrible.
Yeah, sometimes I would ask the audience, do you guys speak English? Because then I'm like, maybe they're not. But then they did.
They're like, we do, we just hate you. So wait, I had a girl this weekend. I didn't tell you this. I had a girl this weekend at a show on Saturday. A nightmare.
Yeah.
You could tell the whole audience is just Trump supporters.
Yeah.
But like not the fun Trump supporters that are like, we're doing it to see where this goes.
Yeah.
They like they really believe in him.
That's the kind of Trump supporter I am.
Right.
I'm like, let's see where this shit show happens.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
These people really believe in him.
Yeah.
She was drunk too. So during my set, and I wasn't having a great set, so I'll just put that out there.
Yeah.
It got better towards the end though. And then towards the end I said something and she made like a snide remark thinking I wasn't going to see her, but she was probably sitting where Zuzu was on the couch.
Okay.
So like
2 feet away.
yeah, about 5 feet away.
And you're like, I can hear you too.
Yeah, I was like, I can hear you. And she goes, I go, you know, I can hear you. I'm right here. And she was like, oh, she goes, I just think it's courageous for you to do this. Like, meaning I wasn't doing well. I was like, oh, I think it's courageous for you to even say that to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on the stage. I'm definitely bigger than you.
I like how now that calling somebody courageous and brave just seems like
It's so condescending.
it's an insult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was definitely an insult.
You're so brave
yeah.
for posing naked.
Oh,
Because I wouldn't do that.
right.
Yeah.
And it was just, and you could just tell I was like getting so mad on stage.
I hate when I can't hide. Like, I wish I could just be like, I don't give a fuck what you think.
Well, I was just getting angry at this woman who just thought she like could say whatever she wanted to me, and I was not going to care.
Yeah.
Like just that total like white girl elitist attitude.
Yeah, yeah. I love how they get offended
And then
on
she was-
everyone's behalf.
Yeah, she was offended on everything. She was also talking during the headliner set. She was just super obnoxious. She
Yeah.
announced to the whole room she had diarrhea.
She's courageous.
Yeah. So she comes over to me after my set, after the show, and she comes to talk to me and Jordan. She's like, oh, you guys are really great. And I'm just like, I'm being okay to her, too. I'm not even being like an asshole to her.
Yeah.
And I was like, we were talking about something. I was like, you told the whole audience you had diarrhea. She's like, I know. Now everybody knows. And I was like, well, you told them. And she's like, why are you acting like this? And I was like,
To you?
yeah. I was like, what? She's like, I thought you were going to be way cooler.
You're like, I am being cool.
Yeah, and then she was like, well, I guess this is why your set didn't go as well as you thought it would. You weren't reading the room. And I was like, you're not reading this conversation. Like,
You're not even picking up on my body language.
Yeah, I was like, I don't care. I was like, you can try and hurt my feelings. I don't care. I don't care about what you're going to say. It doesn't matter.
A lot of audience interaction after a set is they've never said anything that's been enjoyable.
I can't say that. I did have a guy that came up to me after and he's like, I thought you were great. I loved you. He's like, these people are assholes. So
yeah.
like, I will get that. Okay. And then I'll also get the assholes.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of times when people come up to me after a show, I have no idea what they're going to say. They could love me or they could hate me.
Yeah. I've gotten the one where I felt like I had a really great set and then this woman with her boyfriend walks by me while I'm trying to help Joe sell merch, being like, I didn't get her.
One time we were
like, you can't win.
Yeah. I did a show, and this was my bad for not realizing where I was.
Yeah.
I did a show it was somewhere in a fancy part of Connecticut, not that far from Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
And I did a school shooting joke.
Cool.
And then after, somebody was like, oh, Sandy Hook's like 20 minutes from here.
You think they can hear?
No, I guess they thought people there were from the show.
Tell them.
I was like, well, they're already dead.
Yeah.
And this lady after the show walked right by me, like an old lady would have walked, would have walked her and goes, not funny. Not funny.
Carry on. I had one lady after a show give me a hug and said, don't be so hard on yourself. I was like, I think I'm nailing this self-deprecating humor pretty well, if that's what I'm getting.
That's so funny that you felt the need. I don't think I've ever had anyone hug me. I don't think people watch my act and think I'm approachable. Yeah, I don't think they would think I'm the person to hug.
Yeah, that one kind of annoyed me. Yeah, it's just like a lot of people, they get weird. And then if you don't give them, I don't know, sometimes I feel like I'm smiling as hard as I can back to them and I still get
on stage?
No, off stage. When one woman's like, it feels like you don't want to be here. And I'm like, at this moment, yeah, with you.
But yeah, a lot of times after you don't really want to talk to them.
Yeah, you just kind of want to hang out with your friends.
Or you want to just say
other
hi.
comics that are nearby.
Yeah, just say hi or that's it. You don't want to have an actual conversation about the first time you did stand-up and who's your idol.
I know. Who got you into it? Bill Cosby.
Yeah. Nobody's like, yeah, that's why I'm doing it.
He got me into, he was one of the first rapists that I saw that I was like, I really want to start raping.
Okay. Would you go see Bill Cosby still?
No, I don't. I think it's just different now knowing his background when you're watching all of his jokes, knowing that you're like, that guy rapes a lot of women.
Okay.
But I would go to feel the uncomfortableness or see who is still coming to these shows.
Okay. So, I wouldn't have gone before to go see him because he was never one of my favorite comics.
Okay.
Even though I do think he is a really good comic, like he's just not somebody I want to see for an hour.
Yeah.
But if I was at a festival and he was there, I would still go see him. So the rapes have nothing to do with it for me.
Yeah.
Like I would still go see his stand-up because I think he's a good comic, but I never want, like I had a chance to go see him with Josh and Fariaz.
Yeah. After the allegations?
Before.
Okay.
Before the allegations, and I either said yes and then got out of it because I really didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Like, so that had nothing to, like, I just still don't. But if I could see him for free at a festival or something, I would.
It's weird how with someone like Bill Cosby with the rape allegations, it's hard for a lot of people to go see him. But then, like, people like R. Kelly, who has, like, statutory rape, people are like, I don't give a fuck. I like his music. Or like Chris Brown, or like Who Beats Woman. You're like, his music is so good, I could go see him. It's just like interesting. Like for some reason, the comedy doesn't work that. I guess it takes away the humor, but you could still like, oh, they still make great music.
Right. And I guess the thing too is like, also like when you're going through a breakup, that's really good to write inspirational music, but it's not really good to write inspirational comedy.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that has anything to do with it either.
Yeah, we were saying that there's always that adage of everyone's like, you have to be like this tormented artist in order to write good jokes. But we were saying that I only feel happy with the stuff that I'm coming out with when I'm happy.
Yeah.
Which is like once every few months.
Right.
Yeah.
But like to be really sad and to write jokes, it's like nobody cares about that.
Oh yeah. You're like, you can't do like a ton of suicide jokes on stage without people getting really fucking bummed for
It's
you.
hard. Yeah. It's hard enough to do one.
Yeah. You can't do two self-deprecating jokes in a row or you get a lot of aww.
But you know what's weird? Also, if you're an asshole, people hate you, though. So you can't do self-deprecating jokes because then they feel bad for you. But if you're an asshole on stage, then they hate you.
Yeah, and then they're on board with, like, not liking you.
That is true, though. People do still like Chris Brown's music and R. Kelly's music.
Yeah, there's more, like, if you tweet about Chris Brown, you still get a lot of, like, his Twitter followers that are like, shut up, you bitch. Like, I remember one time I made a Chris Brown joke and I got a few tweets at me. In all caps.
Do you think it's because Chris Brown's still really attractive? Like, do you think 50 years from now when Chris Brown's like 70 and people are like, he used to hit Rihanna, people will be like, oh, I'm not listening to his music anymore?
I guess so. Or maybe now, like, he's just not as sexy up on stage as a 70-year-old.
I don't know. I mean, I think he's just still attractive. I mean, like, this is the thing, though. Why should we stop listening to his music? Rihanna still dates him.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, but like she was for years on and off. So
yeah.
It's like, why should I stop listening to his music when she was still getting beat by him?
I know. Well, I always have that dilemma, like, you know, like Michael Jackson with the child molestation allegations. And then there are songs like with R. Kelly that I like where there's part of me that's like, God, why do the most fucked up people make the best art?
Because that's what I think. There's a part of like talented people that are fucked up.
I do say that you can like the art and you don't have to like the artist.
You can also like the art without financially putting money in that artist's pocket.
Yeah, you can just steal.
Yeah, I think if you
Online steal.
If you steal from like a rapist or child molester, that's okay.
Yeah. Then you can enjoy their art.
Right.
So just don't give them any financial backing.
So don't give Chris Brown or Cosby or Michael Jackson any more money.
I was thinking there's an app that lets you know, like, with every product that you buy where that money goes. Like if you're supporting like pro-life stuff or funding guns to the Middle East. Like if you're going to like the Koch brothers or whatever. I can't remember. But I was thinking if I did that with everything, I would just be like naked and starving. Because everything you buy or
there's an app that lets you know where everything's going. Well,
for a lot of products, if you just scan it, it'll let you know like who's the owner of this corporation, what are their political beliefs, and then I forgot the name of it, but I was like, I would just be naked and starving.
Yeah.
If I had to do like political beliefs.
Well, Chris believes that store on the corner is like is like a terrorist front.
And do they make the best?
No, they actually make nothing good. All their stuff is terrible, which only leads me to believe that it might be like funding terrorists there.
Yeah.
Because they do nothing well there.
Yeah.
They don't even have any items in stock.
Yeah.
When you go in there, they're usually sitting on like a box crate and they're annoyed you're there. So I'm pretty sure it's
a front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so much easier to get milk from there than to get in the car and drive to the store. So,
honestly, no, I get it. Like, I remember one time I wanted to boycott, I think it was Exxon for oil spillage, whatever, one of their tankers spilled oil. And I was like, I'm not getting gas from them. And then after 2 days of like, I really hate making unprotected lefts to get to the Shell station, I went back to, I was like, it's just a huge inconvenience.
That's what it is. It's a huge inconvenience. Like, they're probably going to blow something up.
Yeah, but it's just easier to go get my milk there.
Right, because other people are still buying their milk there. So even if I buy my milk 10 blocks away and I'm inconveniencing myself, these other people are getting their milk conveniently and they're also contributing to some terrorist bomb in the neighborhood.
Yeah. I know. I just feel like I've just supported a lot of bad businesses because it's just so much more convenient.
Of course. I've made a lot of decisions like that.
Well, like, I really like Chick-fil-A. I like eating there, and I think their service is so fucking good. Where I'm like, these other businesses that are maybe have their money goes towards better stuff. I'm like, they should just get more on top of their business model if
what
they want to compete.
Chick-fil-A, they were against gays or something?
Yeah. I think that was it.
I feel like that's not even that bad.
I know, but that's the thing I was saying, that if we just went on everything, I honestly believe, like, I bet you all of our money, we're all supporting some pedophile somewhere financially.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So were they just saying we don't support gay marriage? Or are they like, if you're gay, you can't get Chick-fil-A?
No, just that they don't support gay marriage.
Okay.
But I don't think they were like asking you they're not asking you what your sexual
like before
preferences you get
like
in the
before
door.
your order, they're like, how do you fuck?
Are you
straight
are you sucking
or
a lot
gay?
of guys' dicks?
Are you sucking a lot of cock?
Yeah. And then you're like, no, not right now.
Well, that's what they're saying. They're like, hey, we don't support gay marriage, but we're still going to take your money.
Although I think I like their slogan should just be like, I would go down on a girl for a Chick-fil-A sandwich.
That would be a good
marketing.
You should be in their marketing department.
No, have you ever been to a Chick-fil-A? At least outside of the city, it's run amazing.
You could have a gay guy who says their sandwiches are so good, I'd go down on a chick for it.
Yeah.
We should call up Chick-fil-A. So now we have...
And get rid of the cow.
We have...
Now we have... Sell out chicken.
We have 3 things. I'm going to write these things down.
Okay.
Because there are things that we need to do for the podcast to follow up with, and we never do.
Oh, yeah. I forget.
One of them is, I'm going to write an ad on Craigslist for my cult.
Okay.
And see who follows up.
God, yeah, so many business ventures.
Yeah, but we're supposed to do it, and then we'll have stuff to talk about on the podcast. So ad for Craigslist for cult. Then we have to get in touch with Andrea Yates. We have to write to her and see if she will let us interview her for the podcast.
All right. I don't think she will. She probably didn't even have an email.
No, we're going to have to actually write a letter to her. We could also we'll probably have to write to her and to her lawyer. I think they're going to say no, but even a no is a letter we can read on here.
Totally.
And now we have to contact Chick-fil-A and tell them we have a great marketing plan for them.
We can just tweet at them.
We can. All right. Now I'm going to assign to you Chick-fil-A.
All right. I'll do Chick-fil-A.
Okay. Do Chick-fil-A.
I'll handwrite Andrea Yates' letter because I have really good penmanship.
You do. I'll do the thing for the cult. I will do something on Craigslist. I'll come up with the cult thing.
All right. Looks like we've got some goals this week.
Right. And then next week when we come back, we're going to follow up with that stuff and see if we've made any headway with it.
All right, guys. I feel like
we have a lot of work to do.
This is a good place to
you guys
wrap
have
it
to
up.
hold us you have to hold us accountable because we're really lazy.
Yeah, just make sure you just listen to us every week. Also, if you listen to us and you like us, give us a review on iTunes.
Right.
So we can rank.
Oh, yeah.
We got to get in that top 100.
That's a great idea, Sarah. I wasn't even thinking about that. Rank us.
Rank us. Skank us.
Even if you don't like us, just lie. Think of all the other shit you lie about.
Yeah, just what is it going to hurt you?
You know how many of your weddings I've probably gone to where I thought you shouldn't get married and I still gave you money and then you got divorced?
Oh, yeah. I waited so long on giving a gift for a wedding that they ended up getting divorced that I managed to. I was like, oh, no, win-win.
My best friend, I waited a long time to give her a wedding gift.
Yeah.
Her kid was already born. Gave her a wedding/kid gift. 6 months later, they're divorced.
You did? What was the gift you gave them?
Oh, I got some money from a lawsuit. Me and her had... This is a funny story. Me and her had broken a swing set at a hotel.
What did you guys do?
We were just really fat at the time, and we broke a swing set.
Just horse playing?
Well, it was also a shitty swing set in the house.
All of those swing sets are shitty.
It was great. So we broke a swing set, and then we got some money from it.
That's crazy.
And I gave her $500.
Oh, that's sweet of you.
Yep, and then she got divorced.
She was probably like, this is all I need to start my new life.
Thanks, Adrienne. But so funny because she also got the same amount of money, though. So she had my money plus that money.
Oh, that's great.
And now she's on her second marriage. I told you this is it. I'm not doing any more marriages.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 and done.
After several, you're like, you just use all the presents I gave you from the...
I don't think I gave her a second present.
$500.
I couldn't afford it. But I did go to Texas.
Dip into your wedding money that I gave you.
That's gone.
Yeah.
It's all gone.
Well, yeah, $500 doesn't last that long.
No.
All
right, guys. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. Review us. Bye.
Bye.